In today's N8N tutorial, we're going to see a new feature that is changing everything inside N8N. First of all, N8N just got the new projects tab, but the most important thing of today's video is the data tables tab, which allows us to create tables that are viewable inside workflows of a project. This is true for the online version of N8N, and if you self-host N8N, make sure to update your version so you can also get data tables. However, the only negative is that you are not getting projects. So all of the data tables you have are viewable by all your workflows. Now, why is this important? Data tables allow us to have tables inside N8N to manage our data. We no longer need Google Sheets. We no longer need Supabase or external databases because everything is integrated inside N8N natively. But one of the things you will figure out is that you are probably not able to see the data tables for now because you will have to update to the beta version. So what you want to do is after you log in on your N8N account or your local deployment, you want to click on the admin panel. And after you click on the admin panel, you go to manage and you want to upgrade to this version, which is the latest beta version. All right, you do this, click save, your virtual machine or your local machine will restart and you will have the new version. So today I will give this a new feature a try. I'm not really going to go very deeply into it. It's pretty much exactly like connecting to Google Sheets. It's having the basic functionalities, but let's go ahead and give it a try. And before we do so, I just wanted to let you know that I just launched my N8N course, which is hosted on Udemy and it's very, very cheap. I will be updating it with new tutorials. Right now it has 3 hours of N8N tutorials to get you started, where we generate amazing things, and it only costs $9. You will find the link for this course down below in the description. And if you enjoy these videos and my channel and you want to support me, this is the easiest way to do so by also getting some value back. Also, I have, as I've said, this AI mastery course with 35 hours of on-demand video. Already 28 people have purchased this course and are actually students of it, and again it costs only $9. Greatest thing is there is a bundle that I have created for you where you can buy both courses at only $20. So this is the ultimate way to support the channel if you really want so, but this is just optional. So let's go ahead and create a workflow from scratch. So let's add a trigger here, and I'm going to also add a connection to Google Sheets because I want to show you how we can use Google Sheets and get stuff from Google Sheets and pass them over to our N8N data table. So what we have to do here is to connect our Google account. So what you want to do here is sign into your Google account using N8N Cloud. You see how simple it is. It's pretty easy. So we signed in, okay, sign in with Google, boom, and account connected. So this is how you can connect your Google Sheets account. I have also created a new project, and here we can find different tables that I have inside N8N. So I'm going to go ahead with sheet 1. One of the things that we potentially should do is just open up the link for it. So as you can see here, I got this very simple table of name, image, and completed tabs. All right. So what we can do here is we can try and pass this over to an N8N data table. So to do that, we have to go ahead into this new project, get the data tables and click create data table. If you already have data tables defined, you can go ahead here on the workflow, click the drag down button and create data table. So let's create the data table, which is airdrops. This is just a demonstration of the process, okay? Nothing very special. First column is the ID, then you have like created ad, and you can change the columns here. So you can add columns by clicking the button of add column, and you can specify what type of data it will hold. It could be a date, it could be a boolean, which is true or false, a number or a string. If you don't know exactly what you want to do with a column, a string is just fine. So we're going to get started with a name tab, add column. We're going to get started and push also an image here. all right, and we can also have completed. So let's add this column as completed, and I'm just going to keep it as string. So we got this table pretty much set up and ready for us to use. Okay, so let's go back. We can see our table here, how many columns it has, how many megabytes are stored. And let's go to our workflow. Again, make sure that you are inside a project, and we can connect our table by typing data table. So you find this node and you have different options. You have insert row to insert new rows to the data table. You can select from where these columns will be added. And at this point, you just want to trigger this workflow just to get the data. Okay, so the data are here. We get the first row and we can start mapping the values from one place to another. Okay, so this is it. Let's click play and let's go ahead and see what we have created. So supposedly a row was inserted here. Let's go ahead and see it. Let's go to the data table, open up the data table, and we can see that our table was initialized, as we can obviously see, from the table that we have on the Google Sheets. So this is a very easy way to initialize your tables with just a very simple workflow. Look at this, just 3 nodes, and we're ready to go. Okay, so after that, you may want to remove this trigger from here. Just keep that here. Let's add the trigger back, and then we can play around with our data tables. So we have data table, and we can do a lot of things. For example, we can go ahead and get a row. So we select here the data table we want to access. You could have multiple data tables. Let's go ahead and do a trigger here. And maybe we can add an intermediate node here that is data, that is like field. Okay, so we can say name, and let's say that we want to filter for name Infinex. All right, so we create a variable that is name Infinex, and then we want to filter our data table by adding a condition. So when name equals the name that we have got from the input, we want to return the row. If you for some reason have multiple rows for the same name, you can click return null to get all of the rows. Okay, that's pretty much it. Or you can add a limit of how many responses you got. Click execute and boom, the result is here. This is the data from the data row. Okay, and of course we can add whatever other condition you want. So we got the row and we could do another action. So after we get the row, we could have an if row exists or if it doesn't exist, or we can, have an update. So we can trigger an update to the row. Again, we select the table we want to update on. Here we can add the condition. For example, if the ID equals the ID we received, we can go ahead and, say to the name, let's say that we want to change the name. Let's say that we want to change the completed to no. Try triggering the workflow again, and we can see that it supposedly changed the data. So let's go back to our data table, and yep, Infinex now is no. So you can pretty much easily see how you can manipulate these tables with just very simple functions. And one of the things that I like is that you also can see when its data row was created, but you can also see the past time it was updated, which allows a lot of flexibility. And all of this happens inside N8N. I've seen the official documents and the official tutorials, and what they say is that using the data tables inside N8N is a lot faster than using external providers, but also a lot safer because everything inside N8N. You don't have to communicate with external services. Everything lives inside your N8N project, and this is pretty powerful. A final thing that I want to show you is when we try and connect like these tables with an AI agent. All right, so we're going to ahead and create an AI agent. All right, N8N agent. We can have a Google Gemini model, and I will have to get my API key in here. Okay, so I put my API key here. It's connected. I select the model I want. All right, so this is the agent. And here as tools, you can have data table tools, which allow us to give the agent a tool usage to our data table. So what we can do is we can delete rows, we can get rows, we can do whatever we want. So let's say that we want to do a get, okay? So we'd have ID number or we can have name, all right? So our agent now is able to access our data table through this way. by using tools, which is very, very powerful. So by giving access to the AI agent is able to go ahead inside our table, access our information, and do something with it, whatever it needs. So what I say to the agent is find me the information in the following table. So the agent receives some kind of, prompt and information, and the data row table goes ahead and get us the information that we needed to get. And here you can allow the model to select the value of the column to get. So for example, let's say that you have some kind of input and you want the model to go ahead and fetch information about this, create a detailed report for it. Okay, so AI supposedly is going to take, for example, the name that we defined through the data table, and it's going to go into the data table, get all of the information and create a detailed report for it. And by going into the data table, it can automatically find what we want to search for pretty easily. Okay, execute workflow, boom, the model fetched the row it needed to fetch, and the AI agent worked. So it gave us, let's say, a detailed report or whatever about what we wanted to get. So this is also how you can connect AI agents with your data tables in a very simple format. Okay, it's nothing special. For example, in this section, you could have like information about a user, and the model automatically can go and fetch that information, use it to create some kind of report or whatever you want. But yeah, this is a powerful new feature that is only going to get better, and it saves a lot of time and a lot of setup with external services. It also saves a lot of pain points about security and management of data. Everything happens now inside N8N, and I think this feature is pretty amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.